Hello, welcome back. CORSAIR DreamLeague Season 10. Winners bracket finals is what we're at. And game one just taken by Tigers, but it wasn't always looking too good for Tigers in that first game. And here to discuss it with you, we have Admiral Bulldog and Sir Action Selects. Gentlemen, one of you was correct, one of you was false. Who wants to go first?
I guess the correct one should go first.
I'll go first.
All right.
I was never worried in that game. Even though Tigers were like struggling a little bit, I knew that that's terrible. He's going to just slaughter everyone, and you're going to get level 15 Undying, and he's just going to kill everyone. The only thing that went a little bit wrong was the top lane with Ogre. Chen played really well there. If that lane was not that bad, it would have been a pretty stomp, but yeah, no problem.
You were never worried.
No.
It was looking pretty good for RNG.
Yeah, well, I knew it was going to happen. That's why I wanted TI. I knew they were going to slaughter them. Flags?
I didn't win a TI.
No.
I thought they had it. It looked like it was an easy game. The domination. That's what happens, as we've seen a million times. Can't go late against a Terrorblade. So, another game lost to that Demon Marauder.
Probably banned.
Huh?
Probably banned next game, maybe.
Probably banned at every game, from what I've seen so far in this tournament. No lie. Okay, get rid of that thing. Nobody needs that.
We also have a highlight chosen for the drawing board, Bulldog.
Oh. Let's see what we got here.
There's a couple of them, a couple of highlights.
A couple of them?
Yeah, talk us through them, please.
Yeah, and let's just start it. Let's see what's happened.
There's Wonder Kid right there.
Lena with the stun on the Spectre. Oh! The counter initiation coming in, but Terrorblade, you see the power of this guy.
You just put a sad face,
that's
a crying
the wrong
face.
One. But he's killing everyone here, and they're trying to run away here. They're going to start running here, but
yeah, not going to work out very much.
And he is dying here. He's going to be dying, but Lena buys back. Crucial buyback here. And this guy's like, I'll just run through the jungle. Lena's fireball of hell kills him. And the zombies, this spell right here.
Why did they hit the zombies? Even in my pubs, they focus the tombstone first. Let's take a look at this play now.
Well, there's another one.
There's a couple, I told you. You chose this, Bulldog.
I didn't choose
All right, Bulldog, let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah, this is where Brood gets picked off and just insta-die, and this is a very bad time to die because now you got Terrorblade chasing them here. Going ham. What can they do? A Chen goes in with a glimmer, but he just...
What's that supposed to do, Bulldog?
It doesn't do anything, and they try to ultimate, but it's a glimmer, and everything is fine here. And the two, this guy just goes balls deep, and nothing is wrong here. They can't go in on these, there's too much single target, and Brood is just dead.
I love these pictures you're drawing. They look like ancient Egyptian.
That's right.
It wasn't all Terrorblade, the Terrorblade show, was it? I mean, obviously, Magical's Lena played a very big role.
Magical?
Wrong team. Wonder Kid.
I can't work with these people.
Wonder Kid.
Yeah, the Lena played definitely really well. Got that Adolence, which did kind of good work, getting those initiation and stunts out where he needed. And yeah, I like to keep talking about Undying, because when you go late game and 15, you have an enemy as Chen that doesn't really do anything, and you have an Undying that puts 2 tombstones, and you win.
What can he do against that double tombstone with the added zombie damage? Nothing.
So according to you two, maybe Undying should win the Hex MVP award?
I think so.
Not
really. Give it to das Wunderkid. The Wunderwaffel. Oh.
Ah, shit, one.
That's not nice. Jit.
That is a jit.
Oh, it's pronounced the same, I think.
No, definitely not. But yeah, he did win, and closely followed by Wonder Kid. Wonder Kid, by the way.
You said Wonder Kid?
No.
Fantastic.
Wonder Kid, or otherwise known as In Your Dreams, in case you're wondering who the Wonder Kid is indeed. So going into the second game, this was a drafting issue, Bulldog?
No, I think both the drafts were pretty fine. It's just that Terrorblade power. We see time and time again. You go late game and you get that Ogre Magi Bloodlust and just kill everyone.
Right, so simple solution. There's no Terrorblade next game, or you take it for yourself if you're RNG, then you win.
And these teams like to first pick it as well, so you maybe have to ban it first 3.
Yeah, that hurts. You don't want to do that. But we saw their confidence. As soon as they got Ogre Terrorblade, they knew they were going to take it. What a shame. Get rid of him first round. Please give us a good 3-game series, I beg you.
If you look at the side of RNG, by the way, who do you think would, like, if there was an MVP just for that side, who would you go give it to? Who did you think, like, you know, that person played as perfect as can be on the side of RNG?
Nobody.
What?
They're
There has to be someone.
they're losers. Nobody
lost.
played. They lost, Shiva.
If they played perfectly, they would have won.
Exactly. If one person played perfectly, he would have carried the team to victory.
I don't think, like, if you're playing an Earth Spirit perfectly, that won't happen.
Yeah, well, the Chen did play really well the early game, which made them win the lane top, which is really important. And the Earth Spirit rotated there as well. He kept his creeps really far back, so you couldn't kill with the Frostbite. So it was really clean, but then he got useless. This is the power of Chen.
Yep, it's 343 had a decent game, but yeah, there's nothing much you can do the late game. All right, focusing on game number 2. Keep in mind, you can vote again. The vote's been reset. And it is, again, the Hacks MVP that you can vote for during the game. So hold. And when the game starts, you can actually vote. Well, you can vote now, but they won't count.
Vote it now.
Oh.
No, don't vote now.
Do it right now.
No, don't do it now. Wait until you hear the voices and the tunes of Moxie and Kyle. Then, and only then, can you vote. Into game 2 we go. Tigers versus Royal Never Give Up. Upper bracket finals winners make it to the grand finals. May I remind you guys that it's not just money on the line. There's so much more on the line, because first of all, there is the Kuala Lumpur Major invite. That is massive. Being able to play at that stage, being able to practice and hone your skills against the best teams in the world is big. Even if you don't believe you might not win it this time, it gives you an up against teams that haven't faced those teams. Next to that, both these teams coming here, proving and needing to prove to not just themselves, but also to their region that they are worthy of invites for non-DPC events. They are worthy of fan followings. You know, there's a lot on the line. You want to be the top. You want to be the top, not just here. You want to be the top in the world. You know.
10 seconds.
Yeah.
And you gotta climb for that. And this is the climbing. We are seeing the climbing happening right before our very eyes. All right, that's enough of a monologue for me. Go for it.
They even have it in their name. Royal Never Give Up.
Never give up.
That's right.
Do you never give up?
I give up all the time, but that's why I'm not a pro player like these guys. These guys are the cream of the crop. The best of the best.
Well, they're at the minor.
At the minor. The best of the minor. You fool.
That is true. And we see a peel ban instead of a Terrorblade.
Yep, Terrorblade still in the pool. First pick going the way of Tigers. If they want it,
oh Lord,
they might want it, but they're not picking it first. So Royal Never Give Up have the chance to open with it. Previous game, Royal Never Give Up went for the Necro themselves as the first pick, and followed up with the Earth Spirit. And the answer to the Necro that Tigers gave was Ogre Terrorblade.
Yep, smart idea, banning out Nyx if they know they're going to first pick
Shadow Demon.
Necrophos and Shadow Demon Marana. An instant setup there.
Yeah, that's a good setup. You can mess that up though if you're bad, but these are pro players, so I'm sure they're not going to do that.
Don't be mean.
And Shadow Demon is also really good against Necro, because you can't ult anyone. He'll just save them every time.
Yep. Great point. The big question is, will they secure the early game Terrorblade like last time? No. They're going for Water Boy. Mr. Water Pants coming out here. Morphlin.
Yeah.
Hey, Bulldog, here's an interesting one. Do you know the lore of Morphlin? What is he?
Is he a dragon?
Oh, it's not
A water dragon?
Not a water dragon, no. No, sir.
Is it a water puddle?
Oh,
Is it an elemental?
No, no, ma'am.
Is it a river?
No, ma'am.
Is it a waterfall?
Is it the tears of Dandy?
No, no. It's none of these things.
Is he even water?
No.
Oh.
He's a comet.
10 seconds.
True story.
Why is there a water comet?
I don't know, man. Whoever wrote that one was going bananas. Not sure what they were thinking.
Who did
with that.
write that?
I don't know.
Is it
man.
Valve?
Could be.
Sounds like fake news.
He's a comet, man.
How do you know?
Because that's the lore.
Who's
told
writing
you?
the lore? Is it some official guy? Or just random people? It's just random people making it up.
What's your source, Jake?
It's in the game files. You click on him and you read him. He's a comment.
What is the actual text?
I haven't memorized. What am I? All right, I'll find on my phone. You guys carry me through the draft.
All right. Well, we got an Undying ban as well as a Luna. I guess no surprises that we see the Luna ban. It's just a good combo with the Shadow Demon, and it's just something you don't want to having to face, even if it's not the most strong combo. You know, it's just annoying. And then there's the Undying ban. Slacks, why aren't you looking at your phone?
I don't bring my phone on panels. I'm a professional.
Okay.
I forgot.
Right.
Well, I guess we're not going to have our answer then.
Don't copy paste it in the chat.
All right, well then go for it and continue in the draft.
Okay, great.
Yes. About the draft, they
Yeah.
picked Morphling instead of Terrorblade.
Yes.
And that's probably because Shadow Demon cannot take illusions.
Time to ban
And
Hushbar.
Terrorblade.
So why don't you take it?
And
easy?
Morphling is also pretty good against Mirana because you can just steal those triple leap. It's pretty nice.
Yep. Good so far for Mr. Morphling, and a Huskar ban is indeed going to be coming out here.
Shiva is listening to them.
Nice to be able to lip read.
And let's see, Royal taking their sweet time.
They think they can handle TB, I believe.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
What's
So
that face about? Is that
one thing that we always say that focus on the mid lane and stuff, but there's also quite a bit of focus on not necessarily off lane, but at least having a tanky frontliner. We've seen a lot of those, and we've seen a lot of those making the difference for teams. Centra's still in the pool. Enigma's still in the pool. I know it's not a tanky frontliner, but it still kind of does the same thing. Axe still in the pool. There's a lot of tanky frontliners still available.
And these teams
Oh,
don't seem to
Lord.
prioritize these. And is that a Terrorblade setup?
Careful, it's time to ban. I guess I have to pick here, huh?
Morphling was a ball of ice that fell
Yeah,
to the
comet.
planet. Well, no, a ball of ice, dude. It's not necessarily a comet.
What do you mean?
What is the definition of a comet?
It is a ball of ice traveling through the atmosphere.
That's a
Okay.
meteor.
No, that meteor is a rock.
A rock can be ice.
It is a comet. Final word. Congratulations, Slacks. At least, you know lore. Unfortunately for you, you can't predict who's going to win.
Sheever. You're so naive.
You were wrong the whole day, I believe.
Was I?
Yes, you were.
Was I, Sheever?
Yes, you
Or
were.
in another universe when I write with every pick.
No.
All right. Producer said no for some reason. That seems unnecessary. But Bane is going to be picked up by Tigers. And why didn't they ban? Why didn't they just snag? You know, they could have done a Terrorblade support to stop Royal from getting it, Bulldog.
Yeah, they
How
could have
about
banned
you?
it as well.
A Terrorblade Morphling, that doesn't sound like the greatest thing.
Well, it's pretty easy. You just pop an armlet Shadow Blade, go in there, get someone at 0 HP.
Think of a Morphling as an off lane. Is that still a thing, building them strength and just going full
No.
strength and getting those adaptive strikes out?
No,
Oh, okay.
no, you want good lanes.
Okay. No, Bane does make good lanes. So does Ogre Magi. So does Shadow Demon. So overall, I think
Yeah.
both teams are pretty decent on the lanes. I
They
guess
know.
we still need one hero for Tigers to see their lanes, though.
They know how to play Dota, just get good lanes. So we'll see. They're thinking about Terrorblade or not. Do they want to pick it up? You see, stay here. He's looking at
Royal
it
never give up.
as he wanted.
They better pick it now or they ain't getting it.
It means if they pick up Terrorblade, that means that Mirana is going to be maybe a support in Ogre Magi core, or does that Mirana turn into offlane? Because what are they going to do with Mirana?
Well, it's probably just offlane, I guess. It's a pretty strong hero.
Yeah.
Put some pressure on. Hard to kill.
That means their mid hero has to do a lot, though, in terms of frontlining as well.
Yeah, they could just pick up.
I kind of feel like if they pick up Terrorblade, their lineup would be on the squished side, but I guess it depends on the last pick mostly.
You got Ogre.
Yeah.
He's like two people.
Radiant team pick.
Oh.
They go for the other agility core.
Yeah. And we see this hero a little bit. You just got to ensure she's got a decent lane. Mirana
Yep.
benefits greatly from this hero because she's
Yep.
got that level 15 talent that makes her shoot like a machine gun.
Yep.
Danger, though. Tiger still got time to get 2 backline piercers and run at that drow. Potentially.
A Winter Wyvern is still in the
Winter
pool.
Wyvern.
No, I was going to say maybe they get like, where's Tiny been? Where's Earthshaker been?
They're not on the map. Tiny's nicer against the Troll Ranger.
Yeah. piercing that back lane, getting in her face and blowing her up quick.
It really depends on where they're intending that Necrophos to go.
Indeed.
In previous game we had SRF on the Necros, and he played that, of course, on the off lane, but...
Just pull out the bat already.
No, no one's going bad. Look at all the control they got. Shadow Demon? Bad into Shadow Demon? Are you
Just grab the Shadow
bananas?
Demon.
Oh, he's the only one he can grab? That doesn't sound very good. Oh, no. Oh, no.
They really want to pick a hero that can just punish this draw, though. It's just a range creep in the lane. You really want a strong laner. They might just have to put Necrophos there, though. Who's not amazing against Stro.
They go for the tiny.
Told ya.
They're going for Tony.
Backline piercer, jump in, blow her up, toss her back. Easy peasy, baby.
And they got a really open 3 cores here. They could even be a support though, as well. And they can lane it however they want. They can put the Morph mid if they want, or the Necrophos, or the Tiny. We don't know, so that means that RNG doesn't know either.
10 seconds remaining.
All right, Royal, they need a nice tower hitter, I think, to make some space for Drow so she can be off on her own, doing her own stuff. Range hero wouldn't be bad. I'm going to go with, we need a mid, right?
It looks like they need a mid.
Dragonite.
Team back.
Centaur is the band coming out from Royal Never Give Up, so they are maybe expecting the Necrophos or the tiny. Actually, that makes sense. Depends. I mean, is it tiny going to be core or support? We've seen both 4 and
Yeah,
Support.
that's right.
and core tiny.
Tiny's job is just to pierce the back. That's all I do. Get a blink dagger, go bananas on these squishy
Go
people.
bananas
Bananas.
Where's he going to get the gold?
Who cares?
from killing Drow early.
Yeah.
All right.
And
And
Shadow
it's,
Demon.
All right.
And
I
Miranda.
believe you guys.
5 seconds remaining.
Can happen. Royal, definitely. I'm really liking the Dragon Knight, I think. I think that's the way to go.
What about a Visage?
Oh, Visage Drow Shred. That's super dirty. The old Beyond the Summit 3 or 4, excuse me.
I got it. Terrorblade.
Terribly. Oh my God, he would be great in this draft.
Which one?
On either team, who cares?
Either.
Just put him on.
You know what's surprising? Both of these teams have a tendency to go late game, and neither have like this massive late game carry. The Tinker is the one that Tigers end up banning.
Both lineups are pretty strong. Late Drow lineup, you get that Omega damage or Giga damage. And obviously Morphling is also that super carry, and he's got high armor.
5 seconds.
That's good for him.
Okay, this guy is absolutely going ham right now. He's very excited about his
Yes,
mystery
and
pick.
it's not.
Screaming.
It wasn't a mystery pick.
Oh my God.
Not if you can lip read,
It
Slack.
finally came, Bulldog, your Enigma pick. Last pick, Enigma. What are the lanes looking like for Tigers? Tony mid?
Let's see. Morphling,
Look at him look worried.
Oh,
Nick,
he's
what are they
shook.
going to do?
He is shook.
Yep.
Oh my
How to
gracious.
deal with that? I mean, Shadow Demon is pretty good with the disruption against Enigma, right?
Unless he ults 3 heroes.
I mean, sure, but look at all the things they have to interrupt him. If he doesn't have a BKB, he is toast.
Yikes. You're right on that, Cheever. They have an unlimited, and literally every hero can stop it.
Every hero can stop it. 5-man black holes, or it's not going to happen.
When he gets a BKB.
Unless he gets a BKB.
Yikes. Oh.
Yes.
Well, no, you were talking up that Enigma last draft. You still feeling it?
I don't know. I got no clue.
But you got to go first.
Do I have to?
Yes, you do. This is the way the machine works. Tigers.
I just guessed.
Yeah.
All right. I think you're right, Chief. They have so many ways to stop that Enigma. What kind of impact is he going to have on this game? But
What are you talking? Is an Enigma with back hole and BKB?
yeah,
BKB!
If he's going to be mid,
Tigers.
he is going to be very farmed.
I'm going to pick Tigers. I believe
That's
in it.
right.
I believe.
Yeah, I kind of predicted 2-1 for this series, but I'm also going for Tigers for this one.
Oh, no.
Again, everyone copies me.
I don't know.
Favor.
Is that
Stop
Enigma's
copying.
mid? He's going to be so fat. And who can stop him once he has that BKB? We're going to find out, though. Game 2 coming your way with Moxie and Kyle.
Oh!
And And we're back. So what do we think about that Enigma pickup?
I disagree with the entire panel. I think this is a great Drow lineup. They've got probably one of the better Drow lineups I've seen. I don't think anything Tigers picked up in the second or third phase really dealt with it. And we're going to have a third game. I wouldn't bet my hair, but I would bet...
What would you bet?
I wouldn't really get waxed either. I don't know.
Why are these all revolving around hair?
It's just the thing. It's like a slap. It's the, if you're gonna make bets, you either bet your hair.
Is this an esports thing I'm unaware
or a slap
of?
bet.
Slap bet.
Slap bet.
Oh, I kind of want to do a slap bet.
I don't know. You look. I don't know if I would let you slap me, Moxie. You seem pretty strong.
I don't think you should let me slap you. I think you get knocked out. But anyways,
Damn.
Let's take a look at this game. This is game number 2. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I was seeing, RNG. These guys, they do not give up. They live up to their name. I was thinking we're gonna see a full 3-game series. I'm still kind of thinking that maybe we'll see it.
I do believe we will. I just see their lineup scaling better. I think Shadow Demon Ogre is super powerful. They have the disruption to defensively save people during the black holes. I think Invoker's got a really easy matchup middle. And I really like Drow against Morphling. I think that the silence is really difficult for Morphling to play into. You hate going BKB or Manta really early on.
It's looking very interesting for sure. I do like SRF on this hero here as well. All right, well, we'll find out. We'll see. I'm a little, I got a little nervous. I saw that Tiny picked up, right? And he's one of those heroes that can close the gap onto a Drow. She's not fast enough with that Gust. And very burstable.
Yeah, for sure.
But
I mean, it's always possible. I mean, Tigers can always just dominate a laning phase. They do have Enigma and a Tiny support, so it's a very powerful combination of heroes. You already see Zephyr putting the smacks into Afu.
That bully,
half HP already.
Tiny is such a happy-looking lad, but that was definitely not a very nice thing to do.
No, it was pretty rude, actually.
Yeah, throwing trees, man.
What is that? 3-4-3 with the Bloodlust first. I have not seen this in a while. I don't know if I agree with this one. May have been a misclick, but I doubt it. I think it's just a different style. You're going to get hit in the face by this Bane, and yeah, you can hit these Eidolons faster, but I just feel like you always want to have that offensive power of a stun or a slow.
Well, they are getting a bit aggressive, though, here with this bottom lane, having Monet and 3-4-3 facing off with Moon here, and they adjust accordingly. Lots of frost arrows coming out. Just chip away over at that Bane.
Yeah, it's the new tweak that people do nowadays instead of the aura because it's only 10% level 1. Frost armor, of course, gives you the ability to orb walk. You don't pull creep aggro if you frost arrows enemies. And you just harass hard.
All right, so we've seen this before. We've seen the SRF Afu combo. The specialty is usually the Mirana and the Nyx. Nyx, of course, being able to be extra sneaky with that Vendetta, setting up for beautiful arrows. Are we going to see the same thing come out here with the Shadow Demon? I know he got picked up because of the fact that there is a Necrophos in this game, and that is a great hero to be placed against him, but not going to be a sneaky, right?
No, but I mean, if they can hit arrow combos off stuns, I see no reason they can't do it off disruptions. And I really like Shadow Demon Mirana because it's one of the few combos that even if someone has BKB'd, arrow still lands. Or rather, before they can BKB, because you kind of like spawn inside the arrow when you come back from whatever realm you're banished to during disruption.
Where does it send you, do you think?
I believe Slacks would know. I personally
You're going to say
no
it sends
idea.
you to Slacks.
Yeah. I mean, shit. He certainly resides in another dimension. That would make sense. I don't know if that's in the lore, but you know what? I might have to write a fanfic about it.
Oh, do it. I just imagine that episode of Rick and Morty where they go to the planet that's got the sun that screams nonstop and it slacks. So that's where you get sent during disruption. Mid lane, stay taking a lot of harass here from Ajit here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out. I wasn't sure. Is it Ajit or Ajit?
No idea.
All right.
You do whatever feels
Somebody
right.
tell me someday. Tweet at me. Let me know. But top lane, a lot of that shadow poison. Ooh, that's a lot of stacks over here on Zephyr.
Yeah, this mid matchup, I forgot. Morph actually kind of crushes Invoker. I'm thinking the Drow aura would equalize, but Morph just hits so hard in comparison that you get that first wave or two almost for free, and Invoker can't pressure you until he's got more levels in Exort, so. Already 13-9 versus 7-2. Really well played game so far by Ajit. whatever you want to call it.
Whatever you want to call him, the Morphling, the Ocean Man here in the mid lane. Do keep in mind, though, too, Stay, one of those mid laners that, you know, he can lose his lane and he recovers quite well. Although, this is looking a little bit scary right now. Has to go use that Fairy Fire, get himself out, and he will just be able to walk away, uses that health salve.
So much pressure being applied. He's getting bodied, whereas down bottom as well, same story. 12 and 10 already on Moon Meander. He's been playing Enigma since Heroes of Newerth, one of the best in the world on this, in my opinion. Loves those micro champions.
I really like Tavo Enigma personally, but, you know, I'm probably a little biased considering the region that I cover.
They're both good. They're both good.
They could both be good, absolutely. But who would you say is better?
I'd have to see. I think Tavo is flashier, but I think Moon is more solid because he plays the team fight style a bit more. I think he prefers it. I just like that Enigma a bit more. I think it's more stable.
Top lane, though.
Wow.
We get the kill on Afu. Can we get a little bit more here? It looks like they'll be able to take down Zephyr. Now SRF. Ooh, SRF. That's looking pretty scary right now. They just need a little bit more damage. Has the leap.
Yeah, well played. He was hoping that Necro would turn around and he could conserve that last charge, but not happening this time.
Better to be safe than sorry.
Indeed.
So gonna use that healing salve, get Marana all healed back up.
Yeah, and real quick, it's just something that I like to see a lot of teams have adapted to is that trading supports is all good, but you want to make sure when they TP back in, they bring items to their core because the mid players are constantly using this courier and you need to get your items somehow in. Just an extra Wraith Band here or there could make a huge difference. Arcane Rune.
Yeah, he's taking advantage of that for sure. Stay forced back.
I like that he bought the Mango just to keep his pressuring up. Obviously, he's going to burn more charges of that raindrop. I like the decision. And all three lanes right now firmly in control of Tigers, which, you know, we've talked about this. Drow lineups, they need to win the lanes, and when they don't, it's going to be really difficult to get pressure going on those tier ones. So maybe I was just wrong.
Felt like Moon really wanted to go for those runes that just came up here. Nice Nightmare coming out from Arbane. Secures 2 runes for his team.
3 total. Nice job. So
Ching, ching, there's the money.
Ajit's still in the mid lane and applying a lot of pressure to the Invoke.
Ooh, that toss back though. SRF forced to use a leap. Might be in for a little bit of trouble here. Tree connects. Is it going to be enough? Oh, the disruption coming out. I think he's still very dead here, but might be able to get themselves a little bit of a cleanup kill here. Can they get the kill over here onto this Tiny? They need maybe one more click. They'll get it. Now Afu will also be slain.
Wow, that is not the player you want to be feeding either. That's Wonder Child, a.k.a. In Your Dream. Somebody I called the start of the season as a potential superstar in the making.
All right, well, it's clearly living up to that name, Wonder Kid.
Indeed. It's a great name, too. I like the rebrand. I almost changed my name to Mr. Fantastic, but apparently that's copyrighted.
Who wants to be Mr. Fantastic?
Well, I didn't realize it was a Supergirl.
Oh, well, Monet gonna get taken down here with the purple dynamic duo of Vayne and Enigma. And 3-4-3 got to run him.
On a serious, we got to toss back again.
Another toss back. This is Marana, man. She's got to hold on to those sleeps because otherwise one toss back from Zephyr could be fatal.
Yeah, but on a serious note, there's so many great superpowers, right? Imagine you join the Justice League. It's like, oh, what can you do? It's like, oh, well, I'm really stretchy.
Yeah, it's pretty...
I can do the splits.
SR.
Oh, wow.
Just accepts his fate. Cannot get away. And this is looking not so great right now. Wonder Kid has himself 2 kills and 2 assists here in this top lane. Afu's got a double damage rune.
Yeah, but Marana's no TP. I don't think he can get back up here for a little bit.
No, can't do much with this. Just got to throw out some harass and pray that Tiny doesn't show up and toss your booty back.
That would be...
No booty bounces here, guys.
This isn't... the Mr. Pac-Man adventure game. What a great game that was.
Oh, man, yeah.
You got to booty bounce on all the enemies to get yourself going. TP to the shrine from the Morphling. He's going to heal up. Take himself back to full HP. Still doing quite well in the mid lane. A few more denies, but Invoker, as expected, as he gets more levels, does catch up. The main concern is down bottom. Enigma with 20 denies and also about to hit level 6. As soon as he does, the Drow gets pretty frightened and it becomes a lot more difficult to lane down here.
Well, this is what Bulldog was screaming about on the couch, right? The fact that, if this Enigma starts getting going, gets himself a BKB. Oh, Stay. Nice gang coming out here in the mid lane. Cleans up the Invoker.
And Tigers look good at the moment. Their draft is nice and polished. They have a very balanced mid-game lineup. I think that the Enigma, as expected, is going to go for the HOD first, probably into a Crimson Guard. You're going to have this really fat Necrophos and a Morphling, and all of a sudden you combine really my favorite setup for 3 cores. One that relies on elusiveness and mobility, another that's just going to tank up the Necrophos, and then one that's relatively tanky that can buy all the utility items, aka the Enigma. There's going to be another kill on the SRF Marana. He is suffering.
This lane is not going the way that they want it to. I think part of that issue does become, obviously during the laning phase you don't have Vendetta because that's, your ultimate, so that's not that big of a deal. But I just feel like the Shadow Demon isn't going to be able to be quite as effective, especially like later on. Usually, they were so patient with Afu on that Nyx Assassin in the other game because he was able to just kind of get in the perfect position, bide his time. He didn't feel the pressure, whereas you've got the Shadow Demon. Everybody sees him walking in. They know what he's looking for, so they can't set up those perfect arrows.
Indeed. I mean, they just know how to play around it as well. And also, it's a Necro Tiny. These heroes don't really feed to an arrow combo.
No, they're definitely more difficult to take down.
And previously, I don't remember what Complexity was running with what support duo it was. I think it might have been an Ogre one game.
Yeah, there's a lot of Ogre for Z-Freak.
Yeah, Ogre is a very different laner in comparison to a Tiny. Far less threat, much squishier.
All right, well, it's taking a little bit of a nap down here in the woods. Looks like 3-4-3. Just wants to get these spells off at the very least. Tries to use that Bloodlust to get a little bit faster, but still will get slain.
Yeah, in this game, they make it look like child's play. I mean, Tigers coming into this was definitely one of my top 3 teams, but so far, they just look a head taller than everyone else in the game. I mean, they've just wiped the floor with their competition thus far in this event.
They've been so consistent, right?
Yeah, really. They just have polished drafts, and they have the ability to rely on all 3 of their cores, which I don't know if any other teams in this event have really been able to do thus far.
Now, we've seen a lot of gems coming out from a lot of these teams, where there's that one player that really stands out pretty strong here. But Tigers, they just feel very well balanced. We've seen some really neat drafts come out from them as well. But Afu's got to be a little careful. But like you said, it feels like child's play. It feels like Wonder Kid's got all these toys to play with right now. Runes will get taken. They'll follow up with an arrow. We'll leap forward, but it's a Tiny. It's a Tiny. You need a little bit more to take this guy down. And especially when you have Wonder Kid, who's just going to be able to heal him right back up again on Jito. Afu, he's going to have to pop that shrine. There we go. Turn himself into his very own deception. And then there's the Scythe. Afu is a non-factor.
9-2, and the rotations are just so scary. There's no pressure anywhere on the map. This Drow lineup, after doing poorly in the lanes, no one is in a position where they're strong enough to actually threaten the map. So mid tower, even though the Morphling is rotated out, isn't under any there's no problem. Like, even though there's a catapult wave, you can see the Invoker with phase boots is still too afraid to challenge. He's rotated away from Exort into Quas Wex, recognizing, look, we're behind. I'm going to need to go influence the map and find some fights and counter-initiate, because if I just farm jungle with some Forge Spirits, no one's going to be able to make moves on this map.
I would not discount the side of RNG, though. These are guys that, they stick in there and can come back.
Yeah, they are literally Royal Never Give Up, so as expected, they're going to try their best to hang in there. I'm just a bit concerned. Their support duo is really bad in the early to mid game. Excellent in the late game, especially when the Shadow Demon can start purging the Necro. They can take him down right away. But in the meantime, is that conundrum when you pick Ogre and another weaker support, which is if they can't influence the lanes, what do they do? How do you gank? How do you rotate? What is your responsibility around the map?
They definitely have to shift their plans around a little bit because it's not going the way that they want.
There you go, you buff the tower.
There you go.
Proving me wrong.
Perfect.
You can be useful.
Saved. Top lane. So he's trying to just find farm wherever he can, trying to stay relevant here. It's a bit difficult.
Look how farmed Wonder Child is. Wonder Kid.
Wonder Kid.
The Wonder Kid is just, he's unstoppable. He's going to have Hood Yules, and at that point, how do you kill him? You can cleanse the Drow Silence. I mean, he might even just go for you can go for a Dagon here or something and just kill Shadow Demon at the start of every fight.
You gotta get close up to him though first, right? You gotta get close enough.
He's actually gonna go Atos. I don't know if I agree with that. I feel like Atos is pretty much just not a good item. But Bane gets tossed in.
There's the Fiend's grip followed up here. Zephyr is looking to go, but there's gonna be the save coming out from off of the disruption. 1437 is actually dead here. The leap forward coming out from SRF. They have their eyes over here onto this tiny nice avalanche. Will connect the toss back. There's gonna be a lot of slow. Tornado gets thrown out here. He's just trucking away, but will get taken down.
Yeah, but that was a 5-man rotation. And look at mid. It's just the tower's just gone. And I would trade my 2 supports for a mid tower any day if I'm a mid Morphling. Bottom lane, Moon already applying heavy pressure to the bottom lane as well, thanks to that HOD creep. I think that tower is in some serious trouble as well.
Yeah, we still haven't seen the fabled black hole yet. He's getting close to that blink dagger. That's a pretty scary sight.
Yeah, everything going right for Tigers right now, and RNG just, again, forced to play this passive style, but unlike the previous games they were able to pull out, they don't have that massive late game advantage. They're not forcing Tigers to play on a clock. They can just sort of stay balanced, pressure the map, and they have a Morphling. I mean, they're really never that afraid of the 40-minute plus mark.
No, in fact, look at this. Zephyr just walking through here.
He's in some trouble. I don't know if this is where you want to be, buddy.
I don't know. He's going to toss up into the air. Look at the damage that comes out onto SRF. Okay, now with the rotation coming out from Stay and that arrow, now Zephyr's in for trouble.
Yeah. You can see Wonder Child, Wonder Kid, Wonder Man. Oh, blink in.
Wonder Man, there's the blink forward here. That's looking like a pretty dead Drow Ranger. They've got the stomp to follow it up. They need maybe a little bit more damage though, and they don't quite have the Moonlight Shadow coming through. They'll be able to take down Moon Meander, so really nice try there, especially with that Centaur creep trying to get that last little bit of damage, but not quite the case. They'll turn around. Ajit turned himself into that Invoker. Ghost walks around in circles, slowing them down. Scythe gets used on the back line, so they find the kill over onto Afu. Now 3-4-3. He's a tanky boy, but he's not tanky enough.
Yeah, and you can see, man, Ajit, like how many players can swap into an Invoker and get off 4 spells in that amount of time?
That's actually so cool.
There's so many buttons to hit. Like, I wouldn't even try that. Like, give me a Dragon Knight. That's my hero. Yeah, and you can see also the downside of picking up a Blink Dagger. The silence. Oh, he gets the Strength Morph off. Well played.
It's gonna be okay.
Arrow?
Oh, the arrow, the arrow! Ooh, that's close.
Yeah, when you buy a Blink on Enigma, you're tempted to use it. And it can put you in some sticky situations. A lot of the time, you might be better off just tanking up because, you know, sometimes the best offense is, well, nothing. You just hang out.
I would have preferred to see it maybe with a little more help. Maybe some more friendship there so they could take down the Drow. I think they were so close to it, but those TP rotations, especially because it was behind the tier 1, and maybe just a little bit too excited there, Mr. Moon.
Not to mention that any hero on RNG could potentially save there. Like the Ogre Stun, the Invoker Tornado, or the Shadow Demon Disrupt.
Yeah,
it's
the
like,
Disruption is what saved her.
If there's one hero behind the Drow who's seemingly alone at tower, then you're going to have that backfire royally as it went down.
Oh man, I just want to see Ajit turn into Invoker again, just throw out spells, go back and forth. That was fun. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. He's so farmed. He's going to be finishing up a Yasha pretty soon already. Treads Aquila and that Morbid Mask. It's going to be a very scary Morphling. Adam, 3-4-3, is going to place a couple wards, one behind mid tower, one above the top Radiant Shrine. But I don't know if they're really going to be able to play around these two effectively because, once again, they don't have anyone that's capable of roaming and finding kills, especially when you consider how tanky these cores are on the side of Tigers.
We do have the Atos finish now over on Wonder Kid, so what's the game plan with that, do you think?
It's nice to try and shut down the top lane.
Oh, Zephyr in for some trouble here. He's going to try to juke himself into the woods. Multicast comes through, gets the arrow off, Starstorm, and a kill for SRF.
And my concern with anyone ever buying Atos on Necro is that it doesn't really give you anything other than the raw stats. Sure, offensively, it might give you a kill once in a while, but I much prefer combo breakers like the Yules. And if you're going to try and buy an item to scale, I'd rather you just buy the Radiant. So yeah, he's tanky, but if he gets caught out of position against the Drow lineup, he's still going to die no matter how much raw HP he has. I just think the hero needs utility more so than he does stats.
All right, well, good point for sure. Like you said, you want to watch out for that Drow Ranger running after you, but do you see some moving over here? They're going to jump on this tiny... Oh, Ajit goes forward, they'll find... And there's the Atos, though, followed up with the Fiend Scarab and the Scythe. That was a lot.
And that was a nice little rotation. They did not see that coming. And they get a quick kill on the big core for RNG. They know Invokers. Oh,
The black hole. Moon Meander grabs himself a friend here. Nightmare comes out. They've got that Ghost Walk, but not gonna be enough with a sentry on the floor.
well played by 14-3-7. Always with the sentries ready. And look at the inventory and what's queued up for 3-4-3. Trying to keep up, but when you're an ogre, you're not level 10. It's tough. You're a pauper, and unfortunately, there's no prince you can trade places with.
Indeed, I like that. That was well done. Well played.
What?
Your little analogy there.
I mean, it's
Not sure if
just
that's exact.
a reference to classic literature.
Of
It's an
course.
excellent book.
Of course.
I don't remember who wrote it. It might have been Dickens, but I don't think so, because I enjoyed it too much, and Charles Dickens has never written an interesting book.
Wow. I mean, he's written some classics there.
Yeah, sure. I mean, Great Expectations.
Christmas Carol.
Every English teacher loves Great Expectations.
That's a whole Tale of Two Cities. You know.
Yeah, that one's great too. I mean, never mind. I'm not gonna claim.
They are, they can be a bit of a slog for sure, but
Slog
definitely
is an
popular.
understatement. So you ever? It's like trying to think of a metaphor that would be appropriate for Dota, but I can't come up with any. Anyway, you're gonna have a little smoke move into the Roche pit. This is a big play by RNG. I think you need this to pay off, and you got to be careful. Already, Tiger sniffs this out. They are aware. Here come the pings.
Smell blood in the water.
Oh, Morph and could just go in, but you got to be a little cautious. Morph and Necro are still very susceptible to the silence of the Drow, which is very easy to set up with an Invoker Tornado. And you don't necessarily ever want to walk into a choke point against a Quaswex Invoker. It can always backfire. See the BKB queued up on the Enigma. I don't think you're in any hurry to the side of Tigers. Just stay calm, stay cool, stay collected.
It's going to be a really big deal once he picks up that BKB. They don't have any way really to just deal with that. Do you have the Moonlight Shadow coming out? And they're looking for some sort of a pickoff. Already Moon Meander, though, making his way out of this general area. Doesn't want to have to deal with Zephyr also making his way into this tree line. Expecting something. No one's showing on the map right now.
Anything can still happen in this game, of course. It really just takes that one fight into Roche. The towers start to fall, but I
Look
mean,
at Haji.
there's no towers taken right now on the side of RNG, and that's a Drow lineup. They are 9K, 8K gold behind, and this lead is going to continue to grow, especially if they're able to take out this Roche. And right now, I don't know if they're even going to be contested.
Radiant's top tower.
How do you get into that pit?
You
Is
don't.
the real question. Just look at them go here. Illusion Rune outside the pit. Grab that up. And just let Aji do what he's got to do. They throw down wards. They're just very prepared here on the side of Tigers, and I like it. I like it.
I like how they're trading off aggro, too. They're ensuring every hero on their team stays full HP, and that's the way you got to do Roche. Either do it so fast you can rush it, do it controlled and ensure everyone's still in fighting shape, so that even in that scenario where RNG to invis, run over, they still can't really contest the Roche because everyone's going to be full HP. Zephyr.
We'll lose Zephyr, though, I'm pretty sure, here in this top lane. Yeah, one more click. So a nice pick-off coming out here, but they do, like we said, they've got an Aegis online. You've got an Enigma with a Black Hole and a Blink. They're going to start putting that pressure down like Tigers do.
Yep, and I bought into the RNG draft because I thought they'd be ahead, but when you're this far behind and you have no natural frontliner, you're in a position now where if you ever take a team fight, who's actually going to try and initiate and get a fight started? Ogre? A Shadow Demon Disruption? You're going to have a scenario where your ideal team fight is just...
A tornado, right? You just throw out a tornado and pray for the best.
They're like, they want to be archers, you know, and hide in the trees and shoot all their arrows and kill the side of Tigers. But unfortunately, Team Tigers, they're like a cavalry charge. You can't take them all out unless you catch them drastically out of position. And I don't think they're going to fall asleep on their keyboards.
Gosh, I hope not, considering this is an elimination match.
No,
or
it's
not
not.
elimination.
It's a
Sorry,
winner's bracket.
The winner bracket. Sorry, I'm falling asleep on my keyboard here. That's my bad.
It's okay, we're trading off.
My bad. Yeah, we got a window open in here.
Oh.
Oh, they spot out Afu here, though. Do try to save him, but again, it's just that Ogre there throughout the EMP. Burn a little bit of mana.
Yeah, but not even, because he switched to the Ogre form. Now he's back to full mana.
He's good now. He's Gucci.
I don't know if the morphs... I mean, Morphling is already a strong hero, but the fact that you can morph back and forth effectively between two heroes, they don't share health and mana pools, is just kind of ridiculous to me. Like, you're not punished by playing in the other hero form and taking tons of damage.
Radiant's middle tower
It's just like an
is
easy
under
way to
attack.
make yourself even more deceptively tanky.
Is under attack.
Manta finished on the morph. So even though you don't necessarily like to do it, in this game, that Manta first item is so good. You don't fear Drow anymore.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
You can
like-
get rid of the Cold Snap and the Spirit Vessel as well.
I feel like Monet just is running around, can't figure out, like, what do I do? Where do I go? Like, I know I need farming. It's just a tough game for this Drow Ranger.
He used more farm than I expected, to be honest, if you consider how poor his laning phase went. He's in spitting distance of the Morph and the Necro. Which ain't bad, especially when you consider how far behind they are. 7,000 gold. Is that a 7? I really need glasses.
It's hard. The screen's pretty far away. I know my prescription's up to date, and I've definitely set a couple wrong timings just because it's kind of tiny up there.
Nice juke from Aji. And I like what they're doing as well. Tigers, you can see all players in every lane. You got Enigma up top.
Well, that BKB's getting closer and closer, though. Morphling also queued up the BKB, I believe, as well.
That's another good point. Even though I advocated for the teamfight build, he also has the luxury of playing against 0 BKB canceling interrupts. So if he gets that BKB, he guaranteed lockdown Sahiro for 5 seconds plus.
Stay, man, like ships passing in the night down here. Turns out they figure he's got to be around. Look at all these sentries.
And their game sense right now from 1437 is on point.
Yeah.
He's been making moves, always with the sentries. Very methodical the way Tigers is playing. They shoved out top, they shoved out mid. You can see already the Dire heroes looking to connect and catch those waves, but they're already bottom now, and they'll have a nice advantage.
And how nice would it be for these guys to, you know, make it to the major, right? Coming out of the SEA area too. Reppin'. I hear a
Welcome
cold
to the
snap.
Mon,
Oh,
and
yeah. Whoa.
Fine.
All right.
Just making space for his team.
Yeah, he crumbled over here. They do spot out this ogre, though. And they said, we wait for him forward.
Wow.
And Ajit just says, bye-bye. You know, that ogre is dressed for a day at the beach. The beach came to him that time. My goodness.
Indeed. And now they're already set on mid. I love that Enigma, Moon Meander, always efficient with his choices, has a wolf creep set to follow the Morphling. And when you consider how much raw base damage he has, just look at the damage gained. 30% of a bunch. I think 200 something. So somebody do the math. It's a lot. That's the answer.
NA math, lol. Also, it's a good heckin' pups, but that's besides the point. Stay up here. He's almost got that Aghanim Scepter completed. Needs to be careful, though.
This is not an ideal Invoker game. If you can get to the late game, you'll feel pretty confident, but now there's a gem on Zephyr. Standing on top of the high ground. This could be very bad if the Drow walks up there baiting the rune.
Oh, Monet. All right.
Uh-oh.
Zephyr.
This is a gem.
Yeah, that is the gem. On the deck here, the follow-up, though, with the Scythe, and it's not going to, do quite much here. They'll turn back around. There's going to be the Atos thrown out again. There's a lot of damage, like you said. Jump forward coming out here from Moon Meander. I think that was a poor choice.
That was
Poor choice.
literally the worst thing that could happen. You see Tigers.
No, it wasn't the worst because they didn't use the black hole. If they used the black hole.
That's true. But man, I've
would be
seen
the
Save a
worst.
Buddy syndrome throw many a game, and that was certainly one of those scenarios where they bait the rune, but there's no backup. Morphling and Enigma had rotated top. They're coming in late, and then all of a sudden they lose gem and 3, and somebody's going to see the gem there.
They just,
Hey, yeah,
oh, okay, there
we
it
go.
is. I guess the illusion maybe was covering it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised that they left it there.
Yeah, that was a bit of a throw after such a well-played game as well.
Well, Fiend's Grip gets used over here onto our tanky ogre friend. Arrow gets thrown out, easily dodged out of the way though. Just settle with a nice D-ward.
Almost as good. That really equalized the game here, though. Morph is still super farmed, but man, losing a gem is so frustrating when you're ahead because now you don't have the ability to abuse your map control and you can't start to choke RNG. And they're getting to a point where their lane shove becomes very significant. And we saw also how Shadow Demon just hard counters Necro, not only with the offensive purge, removing Ghost Shroud and Yules, which, thinking about it, might be part of the reason he didn't buy a Yules on the Wonder Child Necrophos, but it also can disrupt the Scythe.
Definitely a hard game here when you consider that, but do get a smoke picked up over on the Bane. We're seeing that the Invoker finished up that Aghanim Scepter as well. I would like to see them go for the smoke, though. I want to see them get a good black hole.
I agree, especially because you have a Morphling this farm. You can do so much damage with a couple of pickoffs that you force buybacks or they lose racks.
There's a BKB online for our friend, Mr. Moonman.
And on the Morphling. Drawing some trouble.
This is big. This is big. There's the Atos getting thrown out. They're not quite ready to leap forward and reveal all their cards just yet. Stays in the bottom lane. Look at the sentries, like right in between both of them.
Both teams playing well, reading the movements of the enemy's side. Tigers not able to jump into the base just yet. Their lead is not nearly significant enough. And in the meantime, Stay, as you said, just shoving out that bottom wave.
Smoke has ended its duration, though. Still being very patient, but no one is showing, right? So you have to be very careful. You can't see what's going on really here. They've got to have a good idea, though. But
now, if they had a gem, they'd be able to check those high grounds and clear out vision. But as it was stolen, they're going to be forced to play under the RNG wards indefinitely.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
They're going to lose this one as well up on that top hill by the tier 2.
Easy gold.
Shove it through though, purchases the sentries, realizes they must have seen him ward, and they trade out vision 1 for 1.
Feels like RNG is just so timid right now. Playing very, very careful, very calculated. They know that they're behind. They know that they haven't gotten what they needed out of this draft yet. And Stay's the only one who's really feeling very, I don't even want to say confident, but feeling like he can make the moves around the map, right?
Yeah, I think SRF could be playing a little more offensive, but you're just concerned. There's a Blink Atos Necro and a Morphling that's doing tons and tons of damage, not to mention the threat of the Blink Enigma.
Oodles of damage. Did I use that correctly?
Yeah, that's correct. Even your accent was right.
All right. Look at me, I'm doing it. All right, guys, well, look at that little bubble there for Tigers. Slowly starting to come back down towards the side of RNG, and they're about even. Dead even over here. All right.
They will seed this tier 2 for free, most likely. They don't have the BKB on Drow, so they're not super confident with this engagement just yet, but that Ogre, 90 GPM talent, Bloodlust maxed out, starts to add up at a certain point once everybody on the side of RNG starts getting a bunch of items. The Mirana specifically, when you have the Drow Aura in addition to the Mjolnir, the attack speed from your Ogre, all of a sudden you become a real carry. Instead of the poking, you're actually pretty damn powerful. And he's going to actually take the tier 2 top with the help of a Forge Spirit.
All right, I like these moves that they're making. I feel like these are some of the only moves that they kind of do at this point in time, especially when you have that threat of the black hole. But you have to be very, very careful, especially if, you know, the Enigma's playing very cautiously, making sure that he's not showing on the map. That threat is pretty huge.
And more, is Roche going to spawn? I think Roche is up, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the Illusion Rune is covering up the little dot there on the map. So that'll be another objective that looks like Ajit's already making over there. Yeah, I guess it got that.
Look at that. Moon Meander again. Just great micro. Keeps the creep in the pit, ensures they have that information. Mid lane's going to be pushed back by SRF, but stun from Zephyr will restore equilibrium. And I think if you're Tigers, you look to take a fight in the pit.
Sunstrike will reveal. Arrow gets thrown in. Again, that threat, though, right? Of the BKB Enigma.
Yep, this is one of the strengths of the hero. It just gives you Roche. It is so difficult to fight into this hero in this kind of position. You never really want to walk down that high ground into the pit because if he picks up 2 heroes, you're just losing this fight 100%.
You see Zephyr constantly trying to push that wave out against the Mirana. Bang, spots out the sentry over here on the high ground. Okay, they're going to go for the disruption.
No arrow.
No arrow. Sunstrike, not going to connect. Not sure what happened there. Oh, Drow picked up a BKB, but I don't even think that's going to be enough, honestly.
I mean, if you're Moon, you just got to ensure you don't get picked off here. And if you're RNG, you got to be real careful on your spacing because this Enigma will straight up end the game if he gets an effective black hole.
Absolutely.
I like this. Yeah, this is so good from Stay. You can't do anything by just camping out around the pit, throwing out a tornado here and there. You need to ensure you.
Oh, the BKB comes out. They managed to just only grab one. Look at the damage coming out from SRF, though, and they'll turn back right on G. And for so much trouble, he's got to run away. He's got that BKB, but there's just so much damage coming out. Monet also popping the own BKB. The buyback comes out immediately from Afu. No black hole online now.
And you can already see how much damage this Drow lineup can output if you blink in and don't control the damage dealers. Yeah, it's nice you want to pick up the Shadow Demon before the fight starts, but Moon, you can't do that when the Drow and the Mirana are right there. They will just right-click you. They both have the Dragon Lance. Pyke actually already up on the Drow Ranger, so you outrange this Black Hole quite easily. And always, he's no armor item. He has 6 armor, Moxie. That's not enough at all.
That was a BKB charge and the black hole on top of that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that damage coming out from SRF was huge, like you said, with all the Drow damage, and then they got a buyback out of him too.
Yep.
This is looking great.
The whole time, Stay is just continuing to accelerate bottom. So not only is that an unfavorable trade, but they're losing the fight for map control. Stay certainly out farming everyone else. Oh, they're going on base.
Are they going to be able to clean up this Enigma? He drops that Midnight Pulse. Nice disruption coming out. Buys him a little bit more time. Nightmare gets used over here onto the Ogre as he tries to run back. The jump forward, though, coming out. They'll be able to burst down off it finally here. They get that kill. Meanwhile, 343 hiding up over on that high ground.
That was a huge play. Not only did they save the Enigma without buyback, but they killed the Shadow Demon also without buyback. Now Mirana in a bit of trouble. That arrow's going to throw out, but it shouldn't hit. Oh, well, no, hit it this time. You miss the ones that are hard, and you catch the ones that come right for you. That's a quote from Theban himself, and he proves the truth of it. But look at Stay down bottom, still applying the split push pressure.
Yeah, we saw that the Necrophos had tried to TP back and ended up not going there. So one cooldown TP there at the very least, but this pressure is on, and I like it. I think they're playing this very, very well. They're kind of keeping them dancing around the rush. But the Fiend's Grip comes out, though. They find themselves this Ogre 343, taking a little bit of a nap.
You gotta look to threaten Roche now, Joe, right? I'm surprised they haven't been a little more aggressive. And also, just look at the net worths as well of the RNG heroes. These 3 cores will start to outscale Tigers. It just takes them a lot of time to come online, but we're at that stage of the game, 30-something minutes in, where you need to start fearing the Drow lineup's damage. Like, you only have a Morphling. Necro and Enigma, if they're caught off guard, they'll get clicked down by auto attacks in 3.27 seconds or less.
Definitely feels like they're finally starting to come online after a difficult start. But I agree. I feel like you don't have a BKB, you don't have a Black Hole in this Enigma. Like, let's make some magic here. RNG, let's take advantage of it. Let's do something, but just a lot of little skirmishes back and forth.
Well, you still can't really take a fight if you're RNG that you're on the offensive for. Ideally, you want Tigers to botch an initiation and not commit fully as 5 so that you get those few seconds of auto attacks off and hopefully pick off a hero caught unawares, because you really do output so much damage as a Drow lineup. Think of it as a row of turrets. They don't want to be overrun. They want to just be in a position where they can mow down their enemies. And look at this down bottom again. Like, Stay, he picked off a tier 3. That means you're picking up a shrine, and if they can get the top shrine as well.
Oh, the arrow came through and landed over onto the Necrophos. Morphling also in this pit.
Finish the Scotty. It's a big item pickup. I love that he did it because he's out of gold and all in for this Aegis now.
Sunstrike.
This is the fight Tigers want, to kind of take control of this game. Very important we watch the positioning of the Enigma, who's currently in the bottom lane. Could be a good fight opportunity for RNG.
Well, this tornado, blinks out of the way. They point out that there's a sentry over there. They'll take it out. This Roshan, battle for the Roshan, battle for the Aegis, man. Just keeps on going. What is that, their 3rd attempt now?
I'm surprised they haven't chosen a time to just commit for it yet. It's interesting as well. You've got Mirana and Invoker both going for Lincolns. That'll make it even more difficult to play the Bane and the Necro. They really don't have that many spells to cancel. And it will make it very easy for RNG to siege the base in the event they're able to get this Aegis, because you just have Mirana and Drow that can both hit tower from outside of the tier 3 range.
They've held on to this for so... Oh boy, all right. 3-4-3. The multicast just not enough.
He should not be crossing the river. There's an agreement signed, and whoever does...
the treaty.
Yeah, whoever goes over that sacred water, they will be immediately dismembered, and that's the 2nd time he goes up that same high ground to try and D-ward and goes down.
Now, Ogre not known for being the smartest here, all right? Oh, the jump forward here, Stay. We'll throw out the tornado.
Is he going to be KB?
BKB black holes because in comes Zephyr, followed up with Ajit here. They're just gonna blow him up.
Yep, I was waiting for that one.
All
I mean,
right.
Stay has played that bottom lane for how long? 11 minutes, 12 minutes? It was about time they punished him. And now you're in a position, if you're Tigers, yes, your black hole is down, you need to ensure that you're either getting Aegis out of this or an Invoker buyback. Make it useful, and you can see that graph. As all this inaction continues, the net worth advantage is shifting back to the side of RNG just because they clear creeps so much faster than the side of Tigers.
Yeah, just cannot stand. You cannot have the same hero doing the same things over and over and not punish it. So they will try to go for this engagement, though. Oh boy, that Bane. Whew. That's the power of the Drow. Moonlight Shadow gets used here. There's going to be lead forward. The buyback coming out here from the Invoker. Zephyr trying here, pops a BKB. They're trying to just take down Monet. Monet's still under that sentry here. Can he get out? No. He will not be able to run away. It looks like we are going to lose our friend, the Ogre, as well. The buyback comes out from Drow, though. She wants to get back into this fight. Buyback comes out from the Ogre, too. They do not want to give this up.
Yep, Necro as well. Pretty much everybody back in. I gotta say, 14-7, taking a cue from 3-4-3, the number men sticking together. He walks up, enemy high ground, immediately goes down. You can't be doing these sorts of plays as the hard 5 position for your respective squads. Respect the power and the damage output of the enemy lineup. And here we go. Shadowblade into the pit.
All right, Midnight Pulse gets placed. It does so much damage, too. Yep. These guys are not the tankiest coming out from the side of RNG. They actually go for a smoke play, though, hoping that maybe they can get a pick. There's a double damage rune available in the bottom lane here.
This could be good. I would have. Oh, this is so risky.
Oh, risky play.
I saw the arrow.
Risky. They're going to be able to get it, though. They secure it. They grab the Aegis, throw it over onto Monet, have the cheese. There's going to be the jump forward here. They've got their eyes over here on the Necrophos. They'll follow up with a Sunstrike. Meander does not have that black hole up just yet here. Now, 7 going to have to flee. And over on the side, 3-4-3 side comes through, takes down that Ogre Magi. Oh, they're still going, though. They've got that tornado. They'll turn around. Ajit has his BKB up. He's got his eyes only on Mirana, but they'll be able to get the disruption off by a little bit more time. We'll be able to take down SRF.
Really well played once again by Ajit. He's just everywhere on this Morphling. Feels unkillable and just solely responsible for the damage output it feels for the side of Tigers. The Crimson Guard from Moon there keeping his Tiny alive, and this is the Enigma I'd be scared of if I'm the Drow lineup. Soon, he'll be looking to go for the Greaves. After that, possibly even like an AC or a Shivas. It's all about damage reduction.
Yeah, you're a very big proponent of that. Talking about that in all the drafts here. Stay back in the bottom lane, though.
Yep.
Back to what he knows.
If only they had picked up that DD before that fight, RNG might have had a much better chance of turning it.
Well, they don't have any vision on it, though, down there, do they really?
No.
No, yeah, they couldn't have known. Unless they had that Spidey sense going, but, you know, doesn't always work. It's not an exact science. Not a science at all. It's from a comic book.
That doesn't mean it's not real.
Doesn't mean it's not real, but it's higher probability that it's most likely not going to be. Well, anyways, we digress. Stay here still, bottom lane, staying in that lane. Just trying to shove out waves whenever he can here.
This is really his only play in this game, especially now that the Aegis was picked up by the side of Tigers.
There's a ping, though, for the double damage. Oh, but Monet snatches that up. Look at the levels of damage. Oh, boy, but it doesn't matter if you can't hit anything here. Nice tornado comes through. We'll connect the silence over here onto Meander. Does have that black hole. Is looking for that perfect opportunity. Isn't quite ready to use the BKB. Comes out from Monet, followed up with the deafening blast. EMP gets placed over onto the ground. They've used that Moonlight Shadow. Mirana, she's got her own double damage here. We'll just poke a little bit, but don't want to commit.
Wow. That's crazy. Even though they have 2 DDs on both the real right-clicking cores of RNG, they're still not confident taking this fight. And that's the threat, the BKB Black Hole and the Enigma. Luckily for the side RNG, the Necrophos has started to fall off a bit. I blame the item build a little bit. The Hood into Atos Blink Yules really not helping him scale, banking 4,000 gold already. Would love to see him pick up either an Ags, a Hex, or a Shivas. I think any of those items provide enough utility to really make a mark on the rest of this game. Shivas specifically, just so they have some sort of vision. They can find the Drow and the Mirana as they engage in these fights.
These heroes are also quite squishy as well for the most part on the side of RNG. So I remember very early on you were like, you know what? I'd like to see a Dagon. Would you still like to see a Dagon in this game?
It's a bit too late for that. It would have been better in the earlier on. He's going to go Shivas. Like, I like it. I think you need the vision, and it's also necessary that he picks up some survivability, because right now he's just feeding. If he gets caught by an arrow or a Dispel from the Shadow Demon, he just dies to 3 rounds of auto attacks from the course.
Fair enough here. Ajit's going to take some time here in the enemy jungle. Got some nice positioning, hoping maybe they'll jump on stage, but immediately the TPs come out. They're just gonna back off.
I just feel like if you're not going to get... It seems like a redux of last game where both teams just don't really feel confident getting aggressive. We saw a couple movements, but at this point, you know, when are we looking to make a play? You've got the Aegis on RNG. I forgot. Wow, I can't believe it. They had 2 DDs earlier and the Aegis Drow. For some reason, I'm thinking Tigers has it, but because they were playing so passively. But it's like, when are you going to look to take a fight if not now?
It's a good question. I don't have an answer for you, unfortunately.
Morph holding on to 6,000 gold. So that net worth isn't really a lead at the moment. It's pretty much an even game right now, even though the Morph net worth is so high.
Butterfly gets picked up now over for Drow.
Yeah. Maybe that's their cue. We'll see. Here they come.
Maybe. They do have a sentry right down. Boots of Travel picked up on Necro.
And we call RNG the kings of the late game. It's the typical Chinese style of minimize your mistakes, but you have to pay a costly price and also greatly reduce the number of chances you make, or take rather, to create big advantages for you by offensive movements. They have yet to cross the river.
They're just taking their time here. I would like to see them be aggressive. Like you said, they had that DDs. You've got an Aegis. Is it the threat of the black hole maybe that's causing them to pause? I don't know. I'm not sure why they're playing just so passively.
I don't know. The black hole doesn't get any easier to deal with, and eventually Moon's going to have even more defensive items. He's going to finish up a Greaves if they win the next fight here. Did Ajit pick up anything? He did have 6,000 gold. Looks like he's going to go for the Ghost Scepter for now. Ensure he has enough for buyback. Actually, buyback bots at the moment. Would like to see him finish the E-Blade, though. I think if you're Tigers, just go all in. Make some moves.
It looks like they want to find something, but they haven't been able to quite find it just yet. Marana Moonlight Shadow.
You can already look, they have no intention of fighting. You see Marana shoving out the top wave. There's an Invoker there as well. In the meantime, Shadow Demon and Drow beeline bottom. No interest whatsoever in contesting Tigers in their own woods.
I do like the way that Stay is playing this. I like the way that he's constantly splitting up the map. He's finding what he can while allowing his team to just, you know, continue to farm and get stronger as we go on here. Got that axe queued up, of course, for Shadow Demon. Does have enough if he'd like to pick it up, but I'm sure is holding onto it. So he also has buyback. That's necessary. Well, they take down that creep that was getting TP'd too.
Oof. E-Blade is finished. Looks like the Aegis will just clock out. Neither team really utilizing the Refresher Shard. That's a test, Moxie. Of course, Enigma and Invoker both love Refresher Shard, which means the third Aegis will play a big role on which team collects the gumption to try and fight the enemy teams. Approaching 45 minutes, that means it's time for the runes.
Dire are scanning.
All right, go get them, boys.
And it's going to be split.
Sarif gets one of them runes. Monet gets another. Who else is going to be a lucky rune picker up? Our Wonder Kid. That's Wonder Kid. And then we're missing one. Missing a rune here.
Are we?
Are we?
Oh, the Forge Spirit denied it.
Ah,
Oh, the little efficiency plays.
I like it. Afu. Afu. Uh-oh.
3, 4, 3.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. Fumble. But Ajit does find himself that Ogre Magi.
4-3, 4-3.
He
What a
just
tough
wants
game.
to ward.
I wouldn't mind seeing Morphling just before killing the Ogre next time. Just morph into him, steal his Bloodlust, and, you know, beeline for the base. Might be the move we see coming up. He's got enough for the Satanic, but I think he'll probably conserve gold for the buyback as expected. No real new items picked up on anybody. No, Moon actually looks like he bought the Greaves because he's out of buyback cash.
Yeah, just pick those up, I believe. That's
no.
a lot of sustain.
Wait, what is that in his backpack? His soul ring?
Sorry.
What did he buy?
Huh. You already had the...
Oh, yeah,
back.
it is Greaves. Okay, I was making sure.
Just hasn't been delivered yet. You know, Amazon Prime has spoiled us.
Ags picked up on Shadow Demon. He'll now have the break in addition to the charges on his ultimate.
Yeah, that's going to be nice.
but it doesn't really break anything other than the heart stopper that's meaningful. And look bottom again, Stay just continuing to output pressure. He doesn't even have bots. He's just been playing so well around the map that he can apply this pressure unscathed. He's only had that one death, and think about how much time he's spent playing in this area.
Yeah, he basically lives in that bottom. When he's not a bottom lane, he's pushing out top half the time. This guy just understands that he's got to be in other parts of the map when they're not taking big fights. And he's splitting it quite well. He has the gem on him as well. You've got, I believe, who else has the gem here? Was it the Enigma that also had it? Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Observer. But I'm waiting for that black hole. I'm waiting for that moment where they decide they want to go in. The first one we saw, I believe, with the BKB was not... It's not the best.
I feel like I'm mid-season of an episode of Dragon Ball Z. And you know, like, you
They're
love...
just powering up the whole time.
Yeah, the whole time. You're just like, you know, are they going to fight? Are they going to fight? Look, oh, the spell, oh, no, wait for the finale commercials.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
I mean, what do we break down here?
Those are the days.
Lincoln's picked up. The Aegis is not spawned yet, folks. I know that we're all excited. Got to get into that pit, but no, it's not there yet.
Oh, you remember the last fight over the Aegis, right? That's going to be hype. They're just waiting. They're building up that suspense like we talked about.
Oh, yeah, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
This is going to be...
These are the, you know, the fetch quests, the side quests that are coming out here as they make their way towards the main event.
Oh, will they cross the river? They're invisible. They cannot see them.
Well, I mean,
They invis. They're going to run down the river, glare menacingly across.
take out the ghost lady. Get out of here, ghost lady.
Almost. They patrolled the hell out of their side, though. You better not, like, we don't give a damn if you send your little minions out here. We're going to take them down. Just you try and cross again.
You're just going to start building the wall soon.
Hey, it's been effective. It worked for China. They've got the biggest wall in the world.
They do. But that was a long time ago.
That's
that
true.
They built that wall, man.
It's a pretty incredible feat of human engineering, though. I don't know if you've ever checked it out. I haven't. My grandparents have, and they said it was real cool and just a marvel, a true marvel. But they said it in more of an old-timey way.
It's a wonder of the world.
That's true.
Yeah. That is a very, very big wall trying to keep some of my ancestors out.
Can you name all 7 wonders of the world?
Can I?
Let's go back and forth. I did the Great Wall.
Okay, the Hanging Gardens.
Are scanning.
The Hanging Gardens of Babylon? Isn't that an ancient, like a wonder of the ancient world? And it's this.
Does that count?
I don't think so.
Well, you didn't specify.
I think I mean like the ones that are like active, that you could go there.
That are active?
Like the Colosseum. That's
the pyramids.
True.
Right.
Is the Sphinx one too?
No, I don't think the Sphinx.
I don't
Is
think
it?
so either. It was a test.
I don't know.
I think whatever's in the Aztec or Mayan temple. Or Machu Picchu might be
boy,
one.
there's the jump forward with that BKB. They just blow up off. There'll be none of that right now. Black Hole comes out on the side. They've got their eyes over here on Monet. Monet trying to flail wildly. Won't be able to go in invis, but they do have detection. They'll be able to toss him up into the air, followed up with that scythe. Oh, Wonder Kid takes down that drone. Monet, he buys back a 4. Oh,
Three, four,
before
three.
they get out. Yes, he will at the last second.
You know what they did wrong, Moxie? They crossed the river. You can't cross the river. You got to stay to your side, okay? Stay within the boundaries given to you by the treaty. RNG, break the peace, and pay the consequences. They lose 2, immediate buyback, as you said by Monet. Another buyback from Afo, and there's no Enigma ult up. This could be big. That third Roche is up with the Refresher Shard as a potential bounty.
Right to the face over here on the base. Oh, no, SRF. That might have been too greedy, my friend. The Atos comes out. They've got that Moonlight Shadow. They've got the Dust as well. Arrow gets thrown out by Aji, trying to just outplay the Marona at her own game. But
gotta be careful.
Yeah,
You're across the river.
Yeah, you cross the river. But you know what? Sometimes you need to make some change happen.
Yeah, I agree.
Sometimes you gotta just, you know, grow a pair and go for it.
You're telling me. I mean, there's no Enigma ult now. So if you're Tigers, you're a little concerned. You don't have that guaranteed disable to deal with the BKBs, the enemy cores. But
Look at this map. What is this map?
Like, this is what I'm talking about. This is where you want to be. Both teams back on their own high grounds. Glaring at the enemies. Killing the mid-wave.
Careful there, Moon Meander. You get a little
he's
too
getting
far on the
handsy.
side of the river there. We know what happens.
Yeah, he's got Refresher finishing like 400 gold. That GPM talent still ticking. Number 2 in net worth. Moon Meander playing a hell of a game. A couple missed black holes. I'm going to blame him for the current stalemate after the misadventure that went down at that bottom bounty rune 30-something minutes ago when they lost the gem and 3. pretty much equalized the game. Hex finished on Invoker. That could be the tool they need to, you know, do a thing. They tried to do a thing earlier, but unfortunately it backfired. They ran up and found the entire Tigers lineup. And I don't know if you've ever run into a bunch of Tigers. It's unpleasant.
All the time, man. All the time. It is not a pleasant experience because, you know, they're all like, "Rawr," and I'm like, "Oh, no." And, you know, I just barely escape with my life every single time, but...
This is a big Morphling again. Takes no damage in this pit, just farming away.
Arrow right to Roshan's face.
You can see he's like, no, you thinking about it? Nope.
Poor Roshan. Always walking into his house, always slaughtering him. For that sweet, sweet cheese and Aegis and fresh shard, and that's a very dead little Hellbear over there. Throwing in some Forge Spirits.
Will it be enough, though? I mean, can you really get into the pit? The Enigma ult is going to be back up.
Lotus Orb gets thrown out here. Over to Zephyr.
Arrow.
Not going to connect. Afu just kind of standing there for a moment, but they do jump forward. They have their eyes over here on the Zephyr, but Zephyr just going to turn right back around again. That's going to be a dead Ogre. Ogre, man, we have talked about this. Why are you on that side of the river? Why is it you in the front?
And this is the problem with the lineup, though. Who else can be in the front lines?
That's true.
No one can actually make a fight.
Oh,
the face!
Connects, but they toss up
Cataclysm.
They throw it up. Cataclysm comes out. Tiny in for some trouble. We'll be able to go use that Yules. Buy himself some more time. The Nightmare comes out over here onto Monet. They've got the Scythe turn back around. They've got the what?
Disrupt.
Oh,
they missed.
boy.
The
Black hole and the BKB's not going to do nothing this time. Oh, they're going right back in. Tiny's going to buy back. Look at the damage coming out from this Drow Ranger. They buy back on the Morphling as well. They're not willing to give this up, but the Black hole just did nothing. The arrow coming in from the Mirana. Just beautiful. They want this Aegis, though. They want this Roche. They go right back in. Should be able to secure it.
Refresher shard on the deck. Arrow's going to land on the Enigma. Somebody give that man his refresher shard.
Yeah. Give him another chance, guys. Please, for the love of God. Oh, my gosh.
All right, so here's the plan now for your Tigers. You have collected all of the resources. Back away, regroup, get the Enigma ult back online. Then you have two of them. Who used buyback? SRF did.
The Tiny did.
The Tiny did. Did the Drow? I think Drow was on cooldown from earlier.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ogre, Mirana. If you can just black hole the Mirana, kill him, you're probably going to win the fight because then it's far easier to get on top of the RNG remaining 2 cores. And you can see the flaw in the draft where they can get these initial kills, but they have no real staying power in fights because none of the heroes on RNG can actually get in there. They are not able to get into the fray. They want to remain on the back lines, and at a certain point when Tigers is all 5, you just see them retreating. They can't gain any ground unless they can kill more heroes. 29-17, approaching the 55-minute mark, which means the runes will soon be active.
Do they try to bait for it, do you think?
I have no idea. I can't tell you what's going to happen in this game.
What happened to Aura, Kyle?
He retired.
That was a short stint, my friend. All right. All right, we've got that refresher shard online on Enigma. Oh, that was a... Oh, whew, all right. Anyways, moving forward.
Tigers deeper into enemy territory now than I've seen them in 30 minutes or so, which in Dota time is like nearly a decade.
It's a great battle, you know?
Yeah.
Battle to end all battles.
Day 9 of an epic struggle, you can see.
Yeah.
The big key will be Shadow Demon, I think. If he can get a Disrupt off onto the Morphling or continue to save his allies, like, those Disrupt illusions do a ton of damage. An absolute ton. And then the key, of course, for Tigers is going to be Morphling continuing to play as well as he has. Ajit just really carrying his team throughout, but Moon, emphasis is on him. Can he land a black hole? Can he take out a core without the buyback? And
God, you've got to feel so stressed right now, right? If you're Moon Meander, you've got 2 black holes.
He can have 3. He can buy another.
All right. Daedalus picked up now on Mirana. It's going to be some more damage. Again, glass cannon, though.
Yep.
Perfect black hole. Ruins. Absolutely ruins her face.
But he will do a ton of damage. I'm surprised. Does either team have a Vlad's yet? I feel like that would be a very important item.
So.
I don't think either team has really utilized the whole armor imbalance present in Dota 2 right now. I don't see... I think there's a Shiva's up on the Necro, but there's no AC, there's no Vlad's. Those are critical items to be missing throughout both teams. Arrows. He went the 3 arrow talent instead of the... Is it Mana Break? No. the Moonlight Shadow cooldown. That's pretty cool. I've seen a lot of heroes catching arrows, and it's kind of like the way RNG has to play, where they can't hard commit. So it's far better to just shoot out a ton of arrows and pray you land it, and then that guy's going to die. Because you just need that 3 to 5 second window to just blast him into submission.
The old spray and pray, right?
Oh, yeah.
Get a shotgun instead of a
Arnold
rifle.
Schwarzenegger built a career on it, all right? You've seen the Terminator.
It also gives you more vision too, right? Being able to throw out those arrows.
Yep.
And that's what they did. That last fight, that arrow that connected over onto Ajit made all the difference. So
Bots too on Zephyr's Tiny. He's like, I'm so sick of this Invoker messing around in my bottom lane. I'm going to be sure that I can hang out here at all times and deal with it. And he's probably the best suited to do so, because that sheep stick does not last nearly as long on a Tiny with all that status resist.
no, status resist on that guy is insane.
But the question, will his Aegis be used? What are we waiting for, folks?
Tiny maybe to come back? Maybe they're hoping, like, can they get a pick off on Stay? Like, you know Stay's in that bottom lane. Why don't you...
I don't know. You're the expert, Moxie.
Why
I'm
don't you
just
be a
here.
little cheeky here, guys? Why don't you go wait in the trees, wait for him to get a little bit overzealous, take him out, and then just...
He's got a Lincoln's, though. There's no real way to initiate on him unless you're willing to blow the black hole. And he's one of the few heroes on the Dire side. In fact, the only hero on Team RNG that's got buyback.
All right, well,
There we go.
Ajit goes up to that high ground. Damage coming out from Monet is like huge over here. They pop the Lincolns. We'll
Arrow.
not here, but the arrow
Arrow
over at
to
Moon. They're gonna have to just get out of here, says Zephyr. Just reset. Let's not worry about this. Go back in. Tower's pretty low anyways.
Here we go.
Shadow Poison. They'll take down the tower. They'll turn their attention now over here onto the Bane. There's just too much coming out here. Monet. Oh, the arrow connects over Itachi. The force out. There's going to be a four. Black Hole connects on 2 different heroes now. But look at this draw. She's dishing out damage over here. Won't be able to do nearly as much. Cheese will get used, though, as well. Ajit's now. He's a little piggy.
He was
will be able
edgy.
to go and come back up with the Aegis. But look at Zephyr. He's just getting ticked down the entire time. There's going to be the refresh coming out. Moon, he's looking for the opening. He does the Black Hole. There's no one in it again. No, not like this. Oh, my gosh. The tornado comes through. Throws everybody up into the air. We got a meatball coming through. A scythe comes out, but it doesn't do a damn thing. Triple kill coming out from Monet. They're still hungry. They're bloodlusted. They will take down Moon Meander. He's gonna buy back. What a disaster.
What a disaster indeed. I think you said it best. I've seen a lot of poorly constructed structures, but that team fight setup from Tigers was just not ideal. They blew the Manta preemptively, so the silences were deadly on top of the Morphling twice. They caught 2 arrows off of 1 shot, and Moon, unfortunately, hit no one with that second ultimate. Like, a little too much hesitation. I think if you're playing Tigers, get in there. Necro, Enigma, Morphling, everybody's got to go. If you give RNG the space to just sit in the backline and pepper you with damage, like, you're going to lose the engagements. They have no frontliner, and they're playing into their hands.
Look at this damage with the double damage run over here on Monet. Oh my god, over here. They just go right back into the base. You have no Morphling for 60-something seconds, no Tiny for 50. This is just yours for the taking.
I think you go for throwing here. You outrange the tier 4.
Yeah,
There's no need to be going for
a little
Roxy.
safe right now. I don't know.
Yeah, they can also get megas as all creeps are available, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be like, wait, guys, don't we just throw them?
Yeah, look
Monet.
at it. There,
Yeah.
Monet says, let's do this. Let's go right now. Let's finish this up.
Dude.
We don't have to worry about the Morphling. We don't have to worry about the Tiny. I got all the damage we need right here, baby. Let's
And
go.
just like I predicted all along, the Drow strategy comes online.
Again. There, does really
This
good.
is it. Look at the damage. They have Alacrity. They got Shadow Demon. They have
Look at
Mirana.
these arrows. Oh my god. Look at them just crazy. So the BKB comes out. Monet's like, I'm done with this nonsense. Give me that win.
What in the hell was that?
That is
was game.
Never give up gaming right there.
That is, you know what, Moxie? That, I think, is the line of the tournament for me. They are Royal Never Give Up.
Yeah.
And you know what they did? Not do?
I don't know. Tell me.
They didn't give up, Moxie. They kept their tenacity. They trusted in the lineup. They believe in Drow, unlike many other teams in Dota 2. And they proved that, hey, we might look out of it. We might not be able to do anything on the enemy side of the map, but who cares? Because we trust in ourselves and our teammates and our strategy. 3-4-3, died a lot for the team. I would give my MVP to Afu. I thought his disrupts were on point, almost always in position to save.
He canceled some of those scythes.
Yes,
they were
he
big.
did. He and the black holes as well. The few that Moon was able to land were pretty much completely negated by a defensive disruption. And Moon Meander, unfortunately, I think may be taking home the Twitch chat MVP. Not necessarily the award you want.
No,
for a game like
I don't think so. But you know what? It's going to be a fresh game after this. You've just got to
true.
reset, clear your mind, take a deep breath. It's going to be a whole new game. Don't get tilted.
Game 3 to determine which one of these teams will move on to the upper bracket will be coming up to you shortly. For now, quick break. See you soon.